that means the problem.
I really hope.
Still, Paimon feels like these.
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image...
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does... The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies.
Did she herself commit that sin? And also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy?
But who would have created these slates?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from...
In that case, there's no time to lose. There's nothing else to be gained.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
Так, сундук я вижу сундук. И я тут же посмотрю. 18, ага.
Let's split up here. I'm going to check on what's happening with the Spina. You know how it is.
You still have energy for that, Navi?
Just head back to the Fleuve Cendre and have a rest then.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow morning to ask about the... I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office. I will share the results of...
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly? Will that be a problem?
She has long been harboring secrets and will not give them up easily, which makes it all the more my duty to ensure...
Alright, we'll leave.
I will be carefully considering...
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fleuve Cendre is always open to you, as ever. All right.
Такс.
We're finally back!
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two.
Yay! And there's good food too! Navi, no. Ooh, dessert! Hyman's already starting to forget.
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think?
Huh?
It's you two. What are you...
Mona?
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got...
Still, we didn't expect to see you here.
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for... Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a monster surname? Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me, there was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now according to her wishes. To my... Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames,
Wow! Imagine including a book.
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
Whoa, that's a...
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain speech, the thrice-as-great scholar of the stars. Just take it as a title specific to astrologists.
Thrice as great?
I know, right? That's just how she is. She used to call herself...
Talk about excessive.
Megistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which...
That sounds terrible! But anyway, you're not...
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dornmanport, and I traveled with the old hag for a while, after which I settled...
Oh, that's a good thing then. At least we know you...
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here in Fontaine, right? I know you're not a local, but I'd avoid getting too close to any water that looks strange all the same. There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean. That was the main reason, yes. Just a while back, the Steambird invited me to take part in a panel and speak about the circulation of the prophecy as an astrologist. The invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think anyone expected Fontaine to be in this.
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell us what you think is...
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist, and that this prophecy concerns the fate of Fontaine, even that of Altivat. I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. If I could do it, you would no longer... But on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and powerful that it must surely come from a I'll help you.
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing as always.
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after all. So yes, your praises are quite welcome.
That's the greatest of astrologists for you.
Indeed, indeed.
Так,
Oh,
а ну-ка.
I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's...
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now. If I receive any news, I'll be sure to come find you two again.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks. Right, but we were able to recruit Mona's help. Good morning. To be honest, I'm still feeling kind of sleepy. But it's time to get up, traveler.
Такс.
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing.
Такс, а ну-ка.
Ad Astra Abbott.
Такс. Ага. Такс. Будем думать и смотреть, что тут у нас получается, по сути. А ну-ка.
You're here! Finally!
Is
Monsieur Durvelet Donnette and Lady Farina, they seem to have gotten into it. Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little... It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. Look at this. This is a list of the victims.
You mean...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster. And I will not. I will say this once more. You must tell... Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson.
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. But you found them...
That's correct. Which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no... My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. I understand your concerns, but...
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various... There are several indications that you have been investigating the... This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as... You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor...
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. Just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince... That's all I have to say. We do not... Oh! The opera's about to...
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh! You noticed!
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached... Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding. Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but...
Oh?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the...
But Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties. If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but this may be cruel to her. But all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too... But who will lend us their aid?
Такс. И.
Well, that's everyone. Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world.
That's what family should do.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me? No.
Then how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as soft.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, as for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand, and used on the spot. So, let's invite her.
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were young.
I've also...
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine, though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient... Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you...
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on that.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like...
Calm and steady.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure...
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it, if they're realistic enough.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have...
That makes sense. You usually solve... But I do have one more question for you. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harm.
So are...
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on track, but we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god.
Oh, so that's what's going on.
Ага. Вот и то, что нам так надобно. Хоп. Хоп. В смысле? Угу. Такс. Угу.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? Hyman didn't think the meetings would go. Hyman thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised. It's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience. After all, you're the most reliable person. Did you just pour some tea? Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two.
Who's that voice?
Ah, have you
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky.
The voice from the sky, Huh. You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed... Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim. The prophecy. Yes, what has been...
What?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be changed? Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, are the things that you shall see different from...
What is she talking?
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are ultimately... Fate shall... This was good tea, but...
The voice. Alright. Hey, it's you who's getting late.
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Luna!
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that steam, but not all Fontanians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own
Did she?
Why, yes! It was Charlotte. I'm in full support of her view. Prophecy.
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear...
Yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old... Huh? Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you...
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said... But I've never met her. And if she were still alive, she'd be... well...
Whoa. The Hexen Circle sounds like a scary...
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she...
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but... I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn the... Perhaps it is something that you cannot know. Traveler, Paimon?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now. Kind of...
I see. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed... But even so, I still hope for, and believe... Perhaps that's what N was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, And to believe that I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if the...
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking. It was worth trying to comfort you, even if only... I suppose that might be why...
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. Hey, Traveler. Paimon said... Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
Такс.
Huh? Our names are written in this new... Let Paimon see! The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy. But that does not... My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report? A blind adventurer with their white fairy, legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater so while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tale journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, worldwide. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead? Ugh, seriously? Well, fine. Those have... We're here! Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
Такс.
Someone showed up after all! Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Nervalet...
Wait, did he really say...
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food.
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule.
Then what if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but...
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention. No, it's the same for...
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily. Yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them. I've got something else to do, so I'll be going.
And there she goes. All right, let's dig in. I'm unsure this. It's more delicious than last time. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Такс. Так, сейчас, one second.